Good morning and welcome to Great News WCDS Episode 4. Let's fall right into the news, shall we? In preschool. Preschool dove into the magical world of autumn with a delightful reading of Fall Mixed Up. The story filled their hearts with laughter as they explored the playful mix-ups of the season. That wasn't part of it. The children giggled at the idea of leaves floating up instead of falling down, pumpkins growing red instead of orange, and Starbucks putting actual pumpkin in their pumpkin spice lattes. They transformed their outdoor classroom into a whimsical pumpkin wonderland, complete with washing stations, a pumpkin soup station, and the most popular hair roller station. Crushing it. In junior kindergarten, the story Full of Fall by April Pulley Sayer displayed beautiful real images of nature transitioning into fall. They asked the kiddos to share some of the things they noticed happening outside, and this is what they had to say. Sophia said, when you wake up in the morning, it's dark because it's fall and squirrels are out and chipmunks. Dax said, when I wake up for a short amount of time, it's dark. And Lucas said, we can't go jumping in the leaves yet because we have to wait for them to fall. When they are brown, they fall and they get crunchy. Lucas is right. Please wait for the leaves to fall before you jump in them. Otherwise you risk falling out of the tree yourself, and that's never fun. In senior kindergarten, shh, do you hear what I hear? Well, if you're SK, you might. Last week, they took a short walk down near the creek to see what they could hear on campus. The students were surprised at all the small things they heard that they typically wouldn't notice if they weren't truly listening. They heard the clomping of their friends' rain boots, the steady waters from the creek, and even a teacher sobbing behind the tree. It was me! Here are some of the things they heard. Griffin heard nails getting hammered into a roof. Caston heard crickets. And Savannah heard the loud wind in the grass, although I don't know how she heard anything with those Beats by Dre headphones on. In first grade, Gavin the Gator made his first appearance in first grade this week. Students learned that Gavin likes to eat greater numbers. They used math talk to compare numbers, and by the end of the week, they became masters at ordering numbers from least to greatest and greatest to least. Ask a first grader if they can tell you why a number is greater than another. Some numbers are born great, some achieve greatness, and some have greatness thrust upon them. In second grade. Underlay, underlay, mama, iya, iya, uh-oh. What's happening now? It's second grade, and they are learning AI and AY and how to spell with each. They packed a lot of learning into a shortened week. They also apparently had a smile contest, and here are some of the entries. Looking good. To vote for the winner, write their name on the back of a $5 or $10 bill and submit those to Mr. Alex for consideration. Third grade is for the birds. Literally. In zoology, they got to interact with a real live bird. No word yet on whether Polly did in fact want a cracker or not. In grammar, they learned how to form irregular plural nouns. For instance, mouse becomes mice, louse becomes lice, and if there is more than one Mr. Rouse, it becomes Mr. Rice. Fourth grade did a reading comprehension activity where students read an article titled, What Happens During a Brain Freeze by Jason Biddle. Oh. The students used their higher level reading skills to find evidence and details to answer questions. Mr. Rouse also helped them pronounce the official name for brain freeze, which is sphenopalatine ganglioneuralgia. Fun fact, I had that better in rehearsal. They also wrapped up their plural spelling rules and will be moving into contractions next week. Just remember that when the contractions occur less than 5 minutes apart, last for more than 1 minute for at least an hour, it's time to go to the hospital. It's the 5-1-1 rule. Fifth grade made my job super easy this week by creating their own news. And here it is. The fifth grade news by Abram and Parker. What's happening in 5th grade? We just got back from an amazing experience, and our heads are full of knowledge and several crawdads waiting for us. In sports, Parker's and Abram's team goes undefeated in football until some technical difficulties, but just remember, include everyone. If you are reading this and are a WCDS student, you don't know how lucky you are. You have an amazing group of teachers that want you to learn so much, a beautiful creek, and the best principal ever. So the next time you come across a teacher or Mrs. B, tell them these 2 very powerful words. Thank you. Reminders, be grateful, be nice, include everyone, be a good student, have fun. It's possible here. They want to give a shout out to the office for making this happen. And the authors, Abram and Parker, are both great authors in 5th grade. Currently, Abram is reading a book called The Landry News by Andrew Clements, and that's how they got their inspiration. Thank you, 5th grade, for submitting your own news for the news. In middle school, over at middle school, the dog days of summer may be behind us, but the dog days of fall are right in front of us. Proving that every dog has its day, Mrs. McFadden's dog spent the day teaching each grade that it's not the size of the dog in the fight, but the size of the fight in the dog. All right, get back to work, you lazy dogs. They also took a field trip to Wheeling Park to see Violins of Hope. I hope they had a good time. And it's time now for our Kind Kids Shout-Out. Reminder, our kind kids come to us from all over campus, doing anything that goes above and beyond the call of duty. And this week we have Pierce Kaiser from senior kindergarten, and Miss Fuentes says Pierce cleaned up all the tables in the lunchroom before 1st grade came in for lunch. He was not asked to do it. It was super kind of him. And Miss Rutherford noticed that Adley Katz was helping out a friend in math. So, way to go, keep it up, and let's be kind. And our words of wisdom this week come from the national treasure, Dolly Parton. And she says, if you see someone without a smile, give them one of yours. And on Tuesday, October 22nd, students are invited to wear pink for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Monetary donations will be collected to support patients at Wheeling Hospital and Weirton Medical Centers, breast care centers, where our own Miss Airy received her treatment. Well, that wraps up another episode of Great News WCDS. Thanks for watching, and have a wonderful weekend.